He's. If you're gonna stay up for a while, though, I'm gonna go leave it up to you, man.
I won't be on too much longer if I'm responsible, but yeah.
Bach here.
Oh, we're good.
Bach, you there? Hello. We can't hear you, man. We still can't hear you, JS Bach. I kind of wanted to hear JS Bach because his avatar looks interesting. Is that you in the avatar? Hello? No, I don't hear you.
The Earth is flat.
Huh? Did you just say something?
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Yes, that's right. Water forms into a mountain. The Earth is flat.
That sounds like Matthew. That's not you, is it, Matthew? Did you
Yes,
just say the
yes,
Earth is
yes,
flat, bro?
yes. The Earth is flat.
Oh, you might have said that in the passing, and somebody clipped that soundbite.
Yeah, it's from one of my videos.
You can
No,
even say the
no,
Earth
the
is
Earth
flat
is
now,
flat.
and we'll clip that soundbite, but it doesn't mean that you believe it. Just something you said.
The Earth is flat. No, it's not. The Earth is flat.
CB, you're coming through really crackly for some reason, though.
No, that's Justin, bro.
Oh, it's Justin on his soundboard. Okay, yeah, Justin, it's coming through super crackly for some reason.
It is crackly, bro. We're still waiting on JS Bach. You're lighting up, man, but we don't hear it. Your microphone settings. You need to switch microphones. I'm waiting to see if JS Bach is gonna drop some knowledge bombs or something before I leave. You have the best clip? Play it, Twat. Are we arguing or something? We're debating.
No way, put on the Butthole Flurfers. Everybody wants to hear the Butthole Flurfers.
Is that your song? Dude, I didn't even know you sang. I thought you were just like kidding around, man. Nah, you actually sang.
I was kidding around. I don't sing. Are you kidding me? That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
But it came out like, I was like, Lou, man, what? Oh, and then they played it, and then afterwards you were kind of like a bit bashful. Like, hey man, that's all cool. That's all cool that we're playing this song, but you guys need to, fill in the air with song. I was like, freaking Lou. That's classic Lou right there. He would say something like that, but, huh?
I love that song, Lou. I think it's great, bro.
I think it's great, bro. Whether you think it is or not, I like it.
No. I'm happy with how it turned out. Like overall, even for a first attempt at ever singing, like and recording, and no, I'm thrilled with it. But it was like literally like one of the hardest things like I've ever had to do. It was not natural. It was not, like overall, even for a first attempt at ever. And it's not perfect. That's for damn sure. So like I worked really hard for mediocre results. I'm glad you guys like it. It's catchy. It's freaking good like that way. But yeah, this is not. It's just not my thing.
No, seriously, man, I'd bump that shit. You know what I mean? It's got that butthole, whatever you call it. But yeah,
the Butthole Flurfers. Yeah.
it's got that feel to it.
I do mic
Go
check.
play it, Twat. Well, I don't even know what that is, but play it.
Do you have it, Todd?
Before you play that, I got a mic check, please.
I don't know. Maybe it's me debating with Matthew, or I don't know, possibly.
I'd have to go to my computer to grab it.
Is my
Easiest
mic
if I want to
working?
play it, but
Is my
Things
mic
I
working?
disagree with that.
I
That's
told you you're
understandable.
just a victim of the lie.
Okay, got it.
So
But yeah,
that's what I said. The system indoctrinated you to think this way. I don't blame you. I blame the deceivers, which I tell them, if you're listening to me right now, you need to come in here and stand up to the 3 points and stop getting people to come in here parroting religious pseudoscience. If you have evidence of the globe earth, you better get in here and demonstrate it to me and to this forum, and stop getting people to come in here religiously parroting things that they have no idea what they're doing. Get in here now.
Speaking of, if people came in here, what if Buzz Aldrin himself came into the server and said,
Bring him in here.
Smash the fuck
Bring
out of
him in here. I want to speak to him. If you're listening, Buzz Aldrin, get your ass in here right now. I want to speak to you directly, and you better answer the questions I have for you, specifically and directly. Go on,
Here it's
PK.
Buzz. What do you want? This is Buzz Aldrin.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, what's up, JS Bog? We've been waiting for you for a while. We didn't know that you were actually Buzz Aldrin's sock account. That is awesome.
Well, when you brought my name up, I had to say.
We want to know how you went to the moon when
I thought
space
that was
doesn't
the clip still
exist.
going. Is JS Bach
Well-
talking and Ball Kicker? Dude, I thought the clip. I was like, that's a good ending to that clip. And just freaking Buzz Aldrin actually sounding person came in there. That would have been a good clip.
Well, to tell you the truth, we all know you haven't been to the moon. So, see, you guys know that. But it's fine. It'll stay between us.
Well, our live stream's broke, so yeah, it'll probably be.
I don't know if JS Bach is lagging or what's going on, but it sounds like he might be a few sheets to the wind, or is it just me hearing the delay? I don't know.
Sheets back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that would be par for the course, but okay, so like without that Buzz Aldrin act, like who is JS Bach? Let's talk to him.
Oh, how's it going, man?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's all
impersonation. but
good. No, he just left. He was here like a few minutes ago, but he had to go.
for sure.
Oh, that's cool. You're friends with Buzz, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Great old Buzz, huh?
But yeah, no. Anyways, man, like I don't know. You maybe heard the introduction that I gave you. But, like I was like, with JS Bach in here, man, we just want to know. We're always inviting new people to come in here and talk about the shape of the Earth claim or lack thereof. So, with that in regards, where do you stand with the topic? Do you believe the Earth is a globe? Are you on your way to thinking about it not being a globe, or do you think it's flat? Like, what's your stance?
I always was sure it was a globe. It really changed my whole look on life and everything, the whole universe. I've like 2017, 16 is where I started reading about it, and pretty easily disproved the globe by myself, to myself. Yeah, so it's been like that for the last 5 years, something like that, 6 years. So
Yeah, for
I ain't
sure,
no
man.
globe head.
How did you like? What inspired you, and how did you arrive there? Like, what was the indication? Like, what did you do that research?
It's actually a pretty funny story. It was
Yeah,
you know, back then YouTube was amazing. Like anything you would search, you literally find like the most relevant videos. So I was always into like exposing government lies and how they're fucking us over. And I've never gone into the moon landings. And once I started looking into that, it was really, I was like a whole week I was learning about the Apollo missions and like saw all the photos and footage and concluded it's all bullshit. And then I saw some comment in the YouTube section, uh, some dude was mocking someone in like this biblical language, like biblical English or something, and he was like mocking him, and I'm like reading what they were talking about, and he was basically making fun of everyone saying the Earth was a ball, and I was like, "What do you mean?" I'll prove it to you right now. I just searched a time lapse of the sky at night, and then I posted the picture. You could see the stars like going in circles, and I'm like, here you go, you see the Earth is spinning. And then he was mocking me, and he was laughing at me and calling me stupid, and I'm like, what do you mean, bro? It doesn't it mean the Earth is... I googled is the Earth spinning, how to prove the Earth is spinning, and like all the results were all flat Earth like forums and all that. Like nothing was censored. So right away I was like, what? People think the Earth is flat? And then they're like, okay, the stars are moving in circles. And I'm like, what? And I started looking at pictures of the Earth, and like right away, literally like 15 minutes, and my mind was blown. 15 minutes. And I'm like, fuck no. And then it was basically like 2 days, and I saw enough videos, Dave Murphy, Eric Dubé, all these videos in like 2 days. That's it. I was convinced. Basically that. And I had to go do my research, go do some experiments. It took me basically a year or two to really do all the experiments I wanted. And yeah, so YouTube, bro.
No doubt it's a great resource. And everybody that looks over the topic, I think, is introduced by something, probably visual or something audio that they've looked into. But I think it's curious that everybody has their own journey, right? So yeah, yours is very peculiar. But like you said, you've done your own experiments, which we wouldn't consider things of a shape claim an experiment. We'd consider them just
Dubé,
like
all these videos
doing
in
a
like 2
field
days.
test or measurement.
That's it.
Yeah,
I was convinced.
Yeah, we word it that way, but
Basically that.
we want to make sure that if you've done anything to verify the lack of the shape claim, then that would be something you could present to anyone who would ask you. You know what I mean? Like, how did you check into this? Like, it can't be something you just believe. Like, I could tell you the Earth is flat and it's great, and you're gonna be like, well, that's cool. How can I join? Well, just say the Earth is flat. Okay, the Earth is flat. So I mean, that's not how it's done. We actually have people that pour themselves over with like looking into how things work and why they are not working like that on the globe and everything.
Yeah.
Like the shape claim usually is the very first thing that we look at, right? Drop over distance. That's the most important.
Yeah.
If
So
if the
basically
Earth,
that was how I was introduced to flat Earth, and for how I first heard of it. So, but after that, like, I have done experiments here in my country, and they're all filmed, and they're on YouTube. It's in Hebrew, so I
hey
think
man, you got a link to those? I think people in here will be interested in looking at that stuff.
yeah, and basically, it's a experiment we did on a lake, 12 kilometers across, and we put a mirror at like basically like a few inches above the water, and we were on the other side of the lake. We were like 15, 12 people, like a dozen people there, and in the
Nice.
beginning we couldn't see it, and then it was like just a matter of a few minutes until we saw it, and then we also found out about mirages and how they work, and how they change the horizon line. Basically the horizon line rises with a mirage, and when it's not humid at all, and like it depends on humidity and temperature, but mirages are affected by the temperature and humidity. So it was like by the minute it would change because of the air quality. So
Yeah.
it's all filmed, and it's all like we measured everything real good. It's all explained over there perfectly. We tried another test the day before. It wasn't successful. It was similar to the tests that they used to, the experiment with the poles on the river, with flags on the river for like a few miles, and then you would see if the last pole was still visible, but we couldn't see it because we didn't have clear view. But the next day it was like real good weather, and we saw the mirror from like 2 inches above the water and it reflecting back. Um,
You say this is in a video format, like you guys videoed this,
yeah,
videotaped this?
it's like a mini documentary. Doesn't
can
have
you-
many views.
All right, can you post? I gave you VC verified, Bach. Can you put that in the live stream voice text? You're able to see the live stream voice text now that I gave you the
Voice
role.
text.
But you said
Let
the
me-
videos were in Hebrew?
Hebrew,
Yeah, they're in Hebrew.
But can you place it in there, dude? Because like if and if, of course, do you cameo in one of those videos, or do you show up in there?
Not really. We more it's like filming the experiment itself. There's like two guys you see there a lot, but it's more like filming the experiment. So you could see me like in the background, or people like.
Yeah, bro, drop
Uh,
those links, man. Because the more like, we probably would add it to the arsenal of footage that people have actually done all this. And just
I asked the dude if I could translate it for him because he wouldn't upload it in English. And he said he would, and it's been like
honestly, I
two
wouldn't think
years.
that matters, though. To be honest, like because people here can just look at what's being done, you know, because like even with language
You can learn a lot from it. Like there's some unbelievable footage of birds disappearing like mid sky. Just shows how the horizon is like how the mirages affect what we see. It's pretty crazy. I
Let's have a
found it.
look. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So let me find the full one. It's a
And what are your-
3-part video.
What are your buddies like? Did they come into Flat Earth before you did, and then they told you about it, or did you tell them?
I was so alone in the beginning, bro. Like it was literally just me, and until I had a friend, like 2 weeks after I found out, I told some friend, like my best friend, and he looked at me like I was fucking crazy, bro. Like it wasn't easy. I fucking told my mom. Like I fucking told my family, like dinner, and fucking I couldn't hide it. It was fucking crazy. And then my friend, I showed him a video. He's a pilot. He knows this shit. I showed him the facts that with the horizon line and how it rises to eye level. And that really got him like right away. And then he's like, yeah, we learned that. You know, the horizon is always
We'd love to see that video for sure. Most everybody here is just, we always consume, things that people have done and information.
I'm trying to find the 3 parts in one video, but I don't think I see it. Let me just send the second one, and then I'll send the third one. Those are most interesting. So here I just send it over. That's one.
Hey,
So are you streaming it?
we got 7K views on it, man. You guys are pretty popular.
Hey, Miggy, can I do a mic check real quick?
It's my friend's channel.
Yeah, you got a mic. Your mic's coming in, Dave.
I just want to let you know we're live on my channel temporarily right now. Go ahead.
No worries, bro.
We got 0 viewers right now.
Part 2 and part 3.
Oh, is that, you just put in part 2 and 3 after the one you just said, or is that part 2?
I sent part 2 and 3. So the first one,
Yeah.
I didn't send.
Yeah, homie's throwing deuces in the car.
Whoever wants to see the Mirage thing, so that would be the second video, part 3. The second video I sent, like from 10 minutes or 11, 12 minutes, we really captured the Mirage, like from 10 minutes on.
Check this out, man.
And the mirror. You can see the mirror there.
I'm gonna hook you up right now. There's a lot of validation. I mean, still probably more. But as far as right now and everybody listening, I'm gonna give you the Flat Earth tag so you can hang around and just kind of make this your place to hang out, man, with the conversations that we have here.
Yeah, man, he's good to go. So he's good to go just fine. Yep. Welcome, brother.
Yep.
Hey, thank you, bro.
Yeah, we're on, as the name indicates, 24/7. So somebody's in here at all times. Or there's a bot playing information, like videos of clips of the live stream. So you're always welcome to come in here, listen, or just join in the conversation, man. We're always talking to people.
So where are you streaming this on? YouTube?
Right now it's not up for reasons of probably like the person who streams it probably got a strike on their video.
It's on my channel right now. Sorry, Miggy. So don't give me a copyright. I don't want to lose my channel. Go ahead.
Oh, you're streaming it, Dave?
Yeah,
Right
I've got 0 viewers right now, but somebody share it around or something. Maybe get some viewers.
All right, cool. Dave is doing the live stream right now, so you guys, we are live stream on YouTube. Thank you, Dave.
It's showing my poker game while it's on there. Everybody likes poker. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, at least this is documented. This is good, bro.
Yeah, always.
You know, you got people 100 years from now looking at the internet. Like, did they think the Earth was flat back then? And they'd see all these debates and everything. They're like, "Fuck yeah," you know what I mean?
James Bach talk about, man, I don't understand. No, they wouldn't regard you that way. They'd be like, "No, man, he was on something." Now that we know the Earth is in a globe, these are the pioneers.
Hey, who knows? They might push back, and in 100 years, people will think it's a globe again.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, it's not.
Like, it's a war, information war.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right.
I predict that from now until 100 years from now, that the majority of people will still say it's a globe. Today, tomorrow, all the way to 100.
Of course you'd say that, Matthew.
No, it's just a prediction. I mean, obviously, it knows.
No, I would say not.
I would give it 300 years.
300?
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's moving quicker than that. I don't think we have 300 years, boys.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like this is the kind of truth that isn't allowed for very long until something happens that makes it irrelevant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At any rate, yeah, you guys have a good night. Good day.
You too, Mickey. Thanks for that.
Later, bros.
Peace, Miggy. All right, boys, we're on my channel. Let's get some viewers in here. Let's go. Somebody do something. Still got 0 viewers.
This isn't the Nathan Opie debate channel, right?
No, it is not.
Okay, because there was a server like that, but I don't see it.
Yeah, do you hear anybody cussing each other out every 10 seconds? So
Settle down. Hey, be nice. It was every 4 seconds.
It's just a matter of time until you get some shills on here also. Just a global retard, are you?
Hang on. Here's the deal. I think what separates this server from most, if not all, of the servers within this discussion, Flat vs. Globe, is that we try our best not to be that kind of thing. No free for all. No, you just act like an adult if you want to have a conversation. Maybe learn some stuff. Maybe help others learn. Maybe just be respectful, and we can try to talk some things out. Be honest. That kind of thing. All the other servers, I feel like maybe they started out with those intentions and still want to have those get back to something like that. But we have something special here where we get trolls and shills sometimes, but not as much as the other servers, because I think that we're just setting a standard. Whether or not the Earth is a globe or flat or whatever, I think that I hope that we're setting some kind of standard with our discourse.
Yeah. Well, like I said, so I mean, I've noticed you hanging out over there recently, but I started doing that maybe a few weeks before you showed up there, and yeah, like at first it was fun. I wasn't here much. I was like, I was like, you know what, this is a little bit refreshing, like having, hearing all this stuff and just but that wore off quick. Like there are no rules. There are no rules over there. Like you can't. Oh my god! Like again, I don't want to keep talking crap about that circus, so I'm going to stop here. But like, it's when you say that everybody gets to talk. Everybody gets to talk, whether or not they're lying, whether or not they're making shit up, whether or not they're being fallacious, whether or not they are, just being disrespectful and rude. Like then you can't go anywhere. You're just gonna, especially on the internet. My God, it's a fucking. They're the garbage pail kids over there, man. That's what they fucking are. I said this the other night. It's the garbage pail kids.
Matthew, I wanted to ask you a question if nobody else was going to say anything.
Yeah, go for it.
So, you know how Yeti cups are insulated, right?
You mean the ones that have sort of a vacuum inside?
They're sealed with a vacuum.
Okay.
So he has a very difficult time traversing a vacuum, right?
It's harder because it's radiated heat, not contact heat. But yes, that's why they work so well.
Well, if it's powerful enough vacuum, isn't it impossible?
It's not impossible. It limits it to contact heat that's directly conducted through matter to radiation heat, which is not as efficient.
Well, I was just thinking, like, how does hot coffee not traverse heat from 100 and whatever degree coffee, not traverse a quarter-inch vacuum, but the sun somehow traverses which seemingly the vacuum of space would be, all intents and purposes, infinitely more powerful than a Yeti cup, and the heat from the sun traveling 93 million miles through that, insurmountably more powerful vacuum. How does the heat from the sun make it through a vacuum, all the way to Earth, when on Earth we can't get heat to travel through a vacuum almost at all?
Yeah, it's the inverse law of squares, like when you're radiating electromagnetic radiation, which is either heat or radio waves, like transmitters or even cell phone towers, that type of stuff. It depends on how powerful the transmission is and how far the receiver is. So you could even...
And what they did was they estimated that Venus was the same size as Earth, and then when they saw something go past the sun, they did some calculations and worked out that the sun was this big and 93 million miles away.
So they had to assume the size of Venus.
Yes.
And the distance.
And the Earth.
But the
And
size
the
of
Earth
Venus
as well.
is double that. But the size of the Venus is double than Earth. I was assuming better. I mean, it's not 93 million miles. It's 186 million miles. And that's correct.
So they basically had to assume the size of Venus and the distance of Venus.
Yeah,
And the radius of the Earth as well. Yes, sorry.
So how did they get the distance to Venus and the size of Venus?
They said that the size of Venus is almost the same like Earth. Now,
yes, but how?
How? You guessed it. With good assumption. You look and say, look, it looks, and that's it. They said that I saw it 2 times. Some people will say 3 times. And look at the devil. It will work. Hold them up. 4 times bigger. 4 times bigger, then you make 93 per time 4, and then it's like 360, 370 something million miles. It's not, and then you put like this. It's not 400 times bigger. You put it's double 800 times bigger, and it's working. Moon, everything double size, and everything is working again.
It works again. So Matthew, that's correct, yeah. That's how. So they assumed the Earth's radius and then worked out that, or not worked out, but did some equations, and it all had to do with Venus traversing the sun. Correct?
That sounds right. I'm not super familiar with all the details of how they did it, but I think that sounds right.
So first, we have to work out how did they get the radius.
It wasn't even radius. It was like equator line.
Well, the circumference.
But they did this a long time ago, so this was before they'd even apparently discovered other countries and things like that, other continents. So they, that's where.
How they calculated the radius?
Yeah, correct. Don't give me Eratosthenes either. So everything is, all of our equations are based on a guy who measured sticks and shadows and assumed that the light's rays came in straight. Yeah.
Right. Eratosthenes assumed that that the Earth was a globe, and based that on that assumption, and also the assumption that the light rays of the sun are parallel. He measured an angle and then calculated the radius of the Earth.
No, that's not.
Yeah, and I bet you there was no fucking guy called Eratosthenes, bro.
That was not Eratosthenes. That was Al-Biruni. Eratosthenes didn't measure any radius.
He calculated the radius based on the
no,
shadow.
Al-Biruni calculated radius, not Eratosthenes.
Eratosthenes did also. They both did.
Here's the difference between other globers and Matthew is that
was Al-Biruni.
Matthew will admit that it was an assumption.
Yeah, clearly there's 2 questions. Question number 1, is the Earth a globe, yes or no? Question number 2, if the Earth is a globe, then you can measure a radius.
Then you can measure it, right? Yeah. So it's presupposed. It's supposed, not even pre, it's just supposed.
Yeah, presuppose that the Earth is a globe, then you can measure the radius. Obviously, you can't measure the radius of a flat.
Okay, but listen, this is what I like about you. You'll then say, but that's good enough for you to buy it hook, line, and sinker, right? You're like, yeah, but that's good enough.
You're wrong, Matthew. You're a mathematician. You can measure the radius also of the circle, not only.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. But he wasn't measuring the radius of the circle.
Oh, and you spoke with him. Fuck out of here.
I appreciate you, Matthew, and I appreciate your honesty and that you're always cordial, bro.
Oh, thanks. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I like that
I'm just
about you
saying how
too.
it is. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just saying
How it is, huh?
This is the way that history happened, and that's what the assumptions they made.
Really? Yeah, assumption. See, I love it. You always say this dumb shit up until the fact where you're honest. Like you end it with honesty. You say dumb shit, dumb shit,
And
dumb shit, but it's all assumptions, so you can't come after me. Ha ha. Neener,
and
neener.
if it didn't happen, that's the way it happened.
Exactly.
That's the way it happened.
Right. We haven't gone back to the moon since then. That's the way it
But you
happened.
do say that we did go, right? You think that we went, or people
Yeah.
went to the moon?
So, do you think the film that we saw is that like the mission, or is the film also fake?
Depends on which film you're talking about, because they did do some animations at the time, but
The
then
first
later,
moon mission and Buzz and all that shit.
yeah, they have live footage from when they first went.
Oh yeah, how'd they film it?
They sent the cameraman up first a few weeks before.
I think the cameraman just died like 10 years ago. He stayed on the moon because someone had to film it, shoot back to Earth. So he was
And they
there
only
for the
gave him
last.
enough supplies for, like
Yeah,
a
he was there for
nuclear
70
winter.
years. He was there for
Hey, well,
70. He died 10 years ago or something.
Crazy.
He has actually
Well,
established a moon base on the dark side of the moon.
Matthew, this
Why
is
are you
what
guys
this is,
believing in these wild
see,
conspiracy theories?
this is why it's so
Actually,
easy
it
for honest
wasn't even
people.
on the dark side of the moon. It was on the face of the moon because they say you can still see the lunar module over there.
Yeah,
Wait, they
but the
say you can still see it?
cameraman.
Wait,
The
why do you
cameraman
say there
see
was
that,
a
dude?
cameraman on the moon? Who says there was a cameraman on the moon?
Don't do that. No, don't
You,
answer Matthew's question. He picked out a spot where he thinks he
what
can
do you
now
mean?
take you down the
You
rails.
see the film of them leaving moon, and you see the camera like following
They'll
them
tell you it was
perfectly.
remote control.
Yeah, so are
That
you
was
claiming
satellite.
You
remote
can't
control can
remote
work?
control that shit, and they
No,
didn't
they'll say
have
that they
no.
can. They'll say that it's possible.
No,
Yeah, why not?
no.
Remote control's
Dude,
not
my
that
The
hard.
remote.
technology was like Nokia 3300. Like,
Well, hold on.
no.
There's one question that can dispel this. Hey, Matthew, what? How far is the moon away from Earth? How many miles?
About 340,000
And they
miles.
didn't say that
Wow.
they can.
And is it easy to get a signal out that far? Like, what's our next best test? Next closest test on Earth?
200? Isn't it
Yeah, what are the radio
240,000?
towers along
Sorry,
the way?
380 kilometers.
So
is the
funny.
one.
Like, how are you repeating the signal all the way out there, dude?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
because
strong
With no
signal.
lagging
Strong
though, like
signal. Yeah, it just
perfect
has to be.
timing.
So, where on Earth did we test the signal for it to be strong enough to go hundreds of thousands of miles? Isn't the Earth
Using
only, what is it, 8,000 miles across?
using well-known equations.
Very
What?
good engineering.
I see. So nothing real, just equations.
Well, the inverse square law for one of them.
Once again, so nothing real, just equations.
Oh, so wait, you dispute the inverse square law? It's a well-known phenomenon.
It has nothing to do with the distance between here and somewhere you can't go.
Sure, it does. It tells how strong a signal is based on distance, inverse square.
So a distance to control the camera
Matthew, did you
moving
go?
perfect
Here,
timing.
I'll let you take over, JS, in just a second. This is the
Okay.
last question. Matthew, now, can you please admit it to us in the audience that you've never actually been to the moon yourself? So you
I
have to take.
hereby admit
Hold
that I've
on,
never
hold
been to the moon by myself.
Okay, and therefore, hold on. Do you accept also that means you just have a belief that someone else did? You never confirmed it yourself.
Therefore, I have a belief that I've never been myself. I just believe that somebody else went and that the inverse square law actually works.
Come on, dude.
Well, I thought that's
Can
what
you
we
be
were talking
honest once? Can you be honest once enough to add a bunch of dumb shit at the end that people don't? They don't even know what it is in the first place, dude. You're not appealing to
sure.
anything that people can fucking buy.
This is
Sure,
what we were
it would be
talking about
hilarious
about
if
radio
Matthew-
signals to the moon. It's the inverse square law. Why did I? What?
We're talking about a
You're
remote
talking
control
about a
camera on the
calculation
moon.
instead of a measurement.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
So okay, but he said, yeah, thanks. JS, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, let the new guy have a chat with Matt.
Yeah, let's hear some new.
Yeah, so explain to me how the film was so clear and wasn't all bright, and how they bring the film back of the camera that had the remote control, you say. So how did that film get back to Earth?
Yeah, you're talking about when Apollo 17 left, I think, the famous one where it sort of pans up as they're leaving.
Yeah.
And you're right, it would be impossible to bring film back. That wasn't a film, that was a TV signal.
No, it was all filmed, and that's what they say. So
They use some film and they use some TV signal. So
What is TV
nobody
signal?
claims that
Come
part
on.
was
no,
film.
the cameras that they used, they were all film cameras.
No, they weren't.
Yes.
Matthew, how do you make TV signal?
The still cameras were all film cameras, but the TV signals were TV cameras.
No, they were film.
The TV cameras were film?
Yes, the video was film, brother.
Okay.
So
you're the first
are all
person to
those
say that.
cameras? Are all those cameras still up there then, Matthew? Those TV ones?
So that film is still there, but we see it. So there you go.
I don't think they brought any of the TV cameras back.
Did they take the TV cameras with them?
What are you talking about? All the cameras that were used, they were film cameras.
You're right. The still cameras were all film cameras, and they also brought some movie.
And the
cameras.
video, bro.
They brought some movie cameras, and they brought those back. But they also brought some TV cameras.
All film. All used film.
What do you base that on? I
On
haven't
what they
heard anybody
say.
claim that.
It's what they say. Yeah.
It is not what they say.
Yep, you could look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up. And would you
Also,
admit you're wrong?
the film wouldn't stand in those temperatures, like minus 200, plus 200. It wouldn't survive the trip. So, yeah, there you go.
Let alone getting through the Van Allen radiation belts.
No, not even that, but just being on the moon with no atmosphere, it wouldn't survive. It'll freeze and break and rip and melt. It wouldn't survive.
I just dropped an expert's opinion on the film cameras that they took to the moon. He does a great job of explaining it. He's got over 30 years with bad cameras. He knows the model makes, how they work. He's got some great information on here, how it would have been extremely impossible to take the pictures that they did. Anyway, check it out. It's in the live stream, voice text.
Extremely impossible. I like it, dude.
Yeah, because they were all chest mounted, weren't they? And none of them were autofocus. So that's a bit strange in itself. How do you manually focus something that's sitting on your chest that you can't see through the viewfinder?
Even more, how do you remote control a camera with no lag, perfect timing? That's on the moon in the 60s, bro. How do you do that?
Careful practice.
That was in 70s. That shot was 72.
Can you try with that remote with ISS now? Because it's 1% of distance of the moon. Because it's easier now.
Right.
Hey, Matthew.
We can move stuff in ISS.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I posted J.S. Bach a quote from the NASA website that says that mentions a TV camera.
Well,
I gave a quote. It says, in addition to the usual TV and small film cameras on board, there was a special camera for near-distance stereoscopic shots. So why would they mention a TV camera if they didn't bring any TV cameras?
Wouldn't they have to say that, huh?
Here it is. On July 20, 1969, the Apollo 11 lunar module landed with 2 cameras, but only one went outside, carried by Neil Armstrong. That explains why nearly every photograph, blah, 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 blah. So they didn't have multiple cameras with them. They have 2, and they were both the Hasselblad 70 millimeter versions.
So they
but the one
controlled,
where the
right?
camera,
Those 2 cameras.
hang on. The one where the camera raises up is in the Apollo 17, I think.
Oh, okay.
Correct? I think it was in 1972 or 1973. I'm pretty sure.
Let's search for that.
I actually remember it from the first one though.
I think people stick it in a lot of their videos, but I'm pretty sure that one where it raises up is from a later mission.
Might be. Let's see.
It's from Apollo 17, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one.
So like, was that like set 3 years
We're going back
later?
to HD shit this time, man.
It was a better movie set, that one, so.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's
Well, also the Nixon phone call is hilarious. Like, come on, man.
yeah. They had TV cameras supposedly. Anyway,
Can I do a mic check when nobody's talking?
Yeah, it's all bullshit. We know that.
Nobody can
Come
hear
on,
me,
man.
can they?
You got a backdrop like on every scene
Shit.
of the moonlight. How they fit the fucking buggy on the. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, there's a good video about that as well. That how tight the actual module was. They couldn't get people in with their backpacks. There was no way they could turn around and sit down and things like that with the space that was in there. They had these huge backpacks on their spacesuits, so they actually couldn't fit in the lunar module.
Of course they couldn't. Talk about moving around in there and navigating the thing with the buggy inside. Like,
That's another issue.
and
isn't it?
you would
Navigate.
expect them, like you would expect people landing on the moon. You know, it's pretty dangerous, the vacuum and all that. And you would expect them to be real careful, like stepping outside and, you know, trying not to fall and being very careful, like before even like filming anything. But you see them jumping around, falling on their ass, on their knees, fucking doing plates with the buggy on the moon.
Yeah,
Like,
imagine
yeah,
they busted their
right.
suit. Yeah.
Like, yeah, right.
Doesn't matter. Then they just have a leak.
Yeah, and then you just fix it.
It's very good engineering.
Listen, this is Don Pettit, and I wanted to come say hello to the newcomers in the server. The last time we talked was probably when you called into my live show in the International Space Station, and where we make poop coffee. And so hello from I've never been to space.
Let me ask you though, would you go if you got a chance to go, Don?
In a nanosecond. The problem is we lost the technology. Sorry.
Sean doesn't know to swim, Matthew.
I have a question. Please tell me. Listen, I get paid to dodge questions to the public.
Again, like Matthew, like even if you were invited, like we have seen them deceive people who actually thought they went, and that TV show, like I can't remember the name of it, but it was like over several weeks where there was preparation. They were flying, they had all these props and stuff like that, and then the simulation of actually going into space, and they believed they were into space. So, they could do a lot of things to deceive
Listen,
one.
Matthew, I understand being somebody who knows how smart that I can be, and that I know that it is not a spinning globe, but everybody needs a paycheck. Am I right about that? So
You're right about
I
that.
get it. I totally get it. But you have to man up to the bar and just say, sometime, I don't need blood money anymore.
Hey, I was gonna ask, could I get a pay raise in my shill paycheck that I get once a month?
You'll have to talk to management about that.
You gotta you're not rude enough, and you tell the truth too often. You have to start using many more ad hominem attacks.
That's true. To
And you
accurately
can't keep
represent.
admitting all of the holes in the globe, Matthew. You're really screwing up.
Matthew, you
to
gotta.
accurately
All of the
represent
problems the globe
What
has.
office
to
it is? It's
accurately
not part of
represent
my
my
grid.
office, you have to
Not
you have
towing
to
the party
allow.
line, brother.
Okay.
It's
It's
not part of
called
my clearance,
deny,
Matthew.
deny, deny.
I repent and dust in ashes. I will try to be more, use more bad words.
No, but you're
Yeah.
trying to play double agent. You're trying to play double agent and shit. You're like you want to be the globe earth mathematician that is understanding and trying to break down those walls with the flat earthers. But here you are socializing like nonstop with us. Like you can't get enough of us. You're in love with us. Like we know.
He's trying to help us, bro. He's trying to save
Dude,
us.
we fucking know.
Nice.
No, I
You're
like
doing
you,
this shit in
Matthew.
real
I
life.
think you're a
Going
good
to
guy.
concert. You grilling out for flat earthers and freaking playing guitar and shit. Is that really true?
No, I went to a meetup like a couple weeks ago at Sunset Beach.
Yeah. That and I heard you were like kind of like awesome there actually. Like you know how to chill. Like
Yeah, we did a measurement even. We like looked at the angle to the sun at solar noon and did some stuff like that.
dude, I hate you even more now. You understand this, right?
Flat Earth dude was there. Yeah, we had a fun time.
You can't be a double agent.
Yeah, I'm not a very good double agent, I guess. I keep like blowing my cover.
You're sleeping with the enemy partner. There's so many 90s movies about this.
Glad I didn't know you had the Don Pettit impersonation.
It's one of only maybe two that I can do in this realm.
I'd like to hear Don Pettit and Buzz Aldrin interact. That would be an
It would be
That would
an
be an
honor to talk with the legendary Buzz Lightyear.
Lou would like to interview Don Pettit and Buzz Aldrin.
Just as long as he doesn't try to hit me in the
Don,
face.
you're talking too much, Don. You're talking too much. They don't need to hear more.
Hey, so you guys heard that the Dragon spaceship docked with the ISS a couple days ago?
That almost sounds sexual, but no, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I watched it on the radio.
Let me ask
Did you also hear that the SS Enterprise vaporized the Borg fleet that was heading towards the starship as well?
No, but let me ask a question about that. Do you guys know where the Dragon's spacecraft goes when it gets sick? To the dock.
That's actually pretty good. I like
That joke is sick, bro.
Does the doc use Chinese medicine, the Dragon?